so flipping good. Let's go. Everybody, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. You found your way over to the Modest Audiophile channel. My name is Mark, and yes, today we are going to discuss RHINO High Fidelity release of Black Sabbath Paranoid. Like we need another video to discuss this. Well, what I'm not going to do is compare this to the Vertigo pressing or that pressing or this pressing. Nope. Just really want to discuss how this thing sounds compared to maybe some of the other RHINO High Fidelity releases. And most importantly, for a guy that's maybe out of his swim lane a little bit, talk about how effing good this thing is and made me want to keep playing it and playing it and playing it. More about this in a second. So yes, like I said, I may be perhaps a bit out of my swim lane when it comes to Black Sabbath. Doesn't mean I'm not a fan, I'm a fan. But I don't own all the records of Black Sabbath. I mean, I do have this one here, an original copy of Masters of Reality that I can't play because it's so flipping banged up from misuse over the years. It's a little warped, and I'm hoping that maybe I can flatten this thing over time and resurrect it. So Black Sabbath for me, yeah, I'm a fan, and I can remember exactly when I first heard this album. I was on the football team in high school. I was sitting in the back of the bus with a bunch of the other kids, and somebody had a boombox, and the song Paranoid came on, and I'm like, what the F is this? And that's where it all kind of started. Shortly thereafter, I remember going to one of the older players' houses. He broke out the album, put the needle down, and I was amazed, absolutely amazed at what I was hearing. Hey, listen, it was a little scary for a young kid. It was a little naughty, whatever, but it grabbed my attention. And I've always remembered that first experience of listening to that. And I got that experience again listening to this, but for a different reason. So real quick, we're going to talk about is, again, there are far better videos out there that go into the great depths and detail of Black Sabbath. I'm not one of those guys, but we're going to talk briefly about soundstage and imaging, how this thing sounds, and then get you out of here, okay? So real quick, this is another one of the RHINO High Fidelity series, costing $40, $39.95, $39.99, something like that. Just like the others, it is on 180 gram vinyl, cut from the original analog master tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. I swear he's got some special sauce going on in that setup. Pressed at Optimal Media, heavyweight gatefold jacket. Yep, talk about that in a second. Exclusive insert with commentary by engineer Tom Allum. And limited number edition of 5,000. Subsequently, they did release the non-numbered editions really quick after these things came out because they sold out, I think, in like a couple days. My number, for what it's worth, is 4,695. All right, so I might as well start with the packaging, right? Just like every other RHINO High Fidelity, it comes in a really solid gatefold jacket. High gloss on the outside. Yeah, really, really nice. One more time on the inside there. Outstanding. And the obligatory tape box photos. Trident Studios. Boom. It's got a nice interview on the inside. Tom Allen on engineering Paranoid. Very nice. I did read that, learned quite a few things on here. I don't own the first album. That was frankly, that's probably why I bought this thing. The hoopla surrounding that debut album that RHINO High Fidelity put out was amazing, so I really jumped on this because out of all the Black Sabbath albums, this one probably resonates the most with me. It's the most popular for whatever reason. I love this album, and I love it even more now that I've listened to it countless times in the last couple of weeks. The only thing I'll say historically regarding this album is, from a recording perspective, it looks like it was exactly done the same way as the first album. 2 4-track machines, cobbled together, same studio, same engineering, same everything. So yeah, if it ain't broke, let's not fix it. Great sounding album. So let's just jump in. How does it sound? Well, I'll tell you how it sounds. First of all, believe the hype. Everything that you've heard on the periphery, on the internet, yeah, believe the hype. This thing sounds incredible. Of course it should, right? It's being mastered in lacquers cut by Kevin Gray. I don't know what he's got going on over there, but right now, the most recent releases coming out of RHINO High Fidelity, they all sound incredible, and this one is no exception. This thing really blew my mind. As far as the overall soundstage and image goes on this, enormous, huge soundstage. My speakers are 8 feet apart. Soundstage is coming in 4 to 5 feet left or right of the speakers. The height is up into the ceiling and down to the floor. It is a proverbial wall of sound. Zero complaints on soundstage and image. The depth, oh, the depth is great. We'll talk a little bit about that in some of these songs, but the depth is, it projects into the room a good 1.5 feet, 2 feet maybe, when you close your eyes and you see this image with your mind's eye. Yeah, it's projecting into the room, and it's also going all the way back to the wall. So my speakers, the front of my speakers are about 4 feet in front of the wall, projects into the room. Do the math, it's projecting, the depth on this thing is 4 feet plus. It's outstanding depth. Before we get into a dB check in some of the songs, I must say that this album pairs oh so well with these Wharfedale Super Linton speakers that you see behind me. These speakers couldn't get enough of this album, sucked it up. Talk about punch, growl. Oh, we'll get to that in a second, but these speakers love this album. So instead of going right into the decibel level checks, let's just start with side 1, because that's where I started with the decibel level check. Side 1 begins with War Pigs. And the decibel level check I did here, first of all, the Rotel integrated amp, I have set for 67 on the volume. It's pretty much average for most albums that I listen to. Yeah, this thing's got some outstanding punch. Got a low end of 40 dBs, a high end of 99 decibels, for an average listening of 81 decibels. Yeah. Dynamic range in spades. Outstanding. And that's really this one song, War Pigs. You could say everything nice you want to say about the entire album, you can say about this one song. This song had everything. It had the punch. It had the clarity. It had the depth, the sparkle. Yeah, the instruments were so vividly real. Ozzy's vocals were incredible. The punch, the feeling, the griminess of it all. And of course, the freaking air raid siren was just the icing on top. Man, this song was outstanding. I couldn't imagine this sounding any better. It really, really is great. And again, like I stated, I'm not comparing this to any other copy of it, the Vertigo or anything else like that. This sounded so good. I know in the past, the only thing I will say about that, I guess in the past pressings there was an audible volume change in this song, a big hump. Well, not even a hump. I guess it went up at one time, and you could really pick that up as far as the overall volume. I didn't notice it on this, so I think maybe Kevin Gray worked something out. Anyway, War Pigs starts off with a bang, and it stayed at that high water mark for the rest of the album. Outstanding. All right, song number 2, Paranoid. I'm back in that bus, a little kid playing football, and hearing that song for the first time on somebody's boombox. Man, I was brought back to that time like that. I was just as excited to hear that for the first time in this listening room as I was all those years ago. Outstanding. Coming out of the left side of the soundstage, here comes that guitar intro. Oh my gosh, it was perfect. Perfect. On the right side, you get the bass, drums, vocals come in, and just boom, you're off and running. Funny that this song was kind of an afterthought. If you read the, I think it's on the inside, on the essay of the interview, yeah, this song was kind of an afterthought. They were mucking around with it, and it just became an ad filler to the song, and then they actually, I think the album was going to be called War Pigs, but then it became Paranoid. Anyway, I'm going into depths that I have no business going into. So anyway, on to song number 3, Planet Caravan. What a great tune. What a trippy effect. I wasn't expecting to feel the way I felt after listening to this song. Yeah, love the percussion. I don't know if it's congas or some other type of drum, but it's in space. It's a real, the trippiness really came out strong on this song for me. I love that voice modulation that you're getting out of Ozzy. Yeah, really, really cool. That jazzy bass lines. I never heard anything quite like this song from Sabbath, and certainly not on a modestly priced hi-fi system. This thing sounded outstanding. So clear. The panning of the sound effects were visceral. You're there. You're amongst. You're in the production of this song. Steady. Yeah, I said steady jazzy bass in the center. The guitar on the right, and I guess for the first time, the piano was added to this. Was added to the instrumentation list. We'll say first time a piano on a Black Sabbath record, coming in from the left side of the soundstage and just perfect. Really, really nice. Great tune I put. And then we go into the fourth song, last song on side one, Iron Man, right? Played to death, heard it a cajillion times. Never heard it like this, let me tell you. You can just smell, taste, feel, hear the metallicness of the intro to this song, and then the drums kick in. And again, this is an album you feel. I just did a review, more of a complaint really, of just prior to doing this, I did the Heart, Dreamboat Annie. My biggest complaint on that one was you don't feel the music in that pressing. You just don't feel it. Well, this pressing, it's all you can say is you feel it. Such an outstanding way to listen to this album. So quiet, I was transfixed listening to Iron Man, the whole first side, that I literally forgot that I had to jump up real quick, run over there and pull the needle up. I was amazed. I was so sucked into this album. All right, side two. Side two starts with Electric Funeral. Awesome vocals was the first thing I put down here. And then on the upper right-hand side of the soundstage, a hi-hat. So crystal clear, not forward in the soundstage, but back just a little bit, but so articulate. Yeah, you can hear everything. Everything was so crystal clear on this album. Going into song number 2 on side 2, Hand of Doom. 7 minutes and 10-second journey I put here. Love the groove of this. This wasn't a song that I listened to that much, and I couldn't get enough of it really listening to this album. Great, great groove. Syncopated drums, the bass, great vocals, some thump and punch. Love it, is what I put here. And I was writing this down and kind of going over my notes and putting it onto, writing it more legibly so I could read it. I'm like, man, I want to listen to this thing again. Don't have time, but later on tonight I am going to listen to this record again because it's so good, so good. That's coming from a guy that, again, it's not really my swim lane. Love this album. All right, Rat Salad, song number 3. I put great instrumental / drum solo. I don't know if it was inside or I read in another article that this was pretty much what their drum solos in concert, but shrunken down to a couple minutes and put on a record. Really, really good. Again, from a soundstage and imaging perspective, it's wide. The drums are popping all over the place. Really, really nice. And then we go into Jack the Stripper and Fairies Wear Boots. I put love the guitar tone intro. Again, you can feel it. You can see it with your mind's eye. The textures are there. Yeah. Soundstage, image, head bobbing. You couldn't stop. And I will say this. When this album was over, I don't normally do this. When I get an album lately, especially if I'm listening to it for the first time, I listen to it. When it's over, I pack it up, put it away, knowing that I'm going to listen to it in a couple more days. This time I didn't. I had to immediately put this thing right back on. I flipped it back over. I took the dust off of it and listened to it again. And then when it was over, I did it one more time. I listened to this album 3 times in a row because I couldn't get enough of this album, Paranoid. Man, what a ride. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Much more than I thought I would. I mean, I knew I'd like it, but I didn't know that I would be so mesmerized. I guess that's a good word. I was mesmerized listening to this soundstage and image. It sucks you in. It engulfs you. That's a good way to put it. The soundstage and image of this record, Paranoid, engulfs you for the journey of the entire record. Man, outstanding. Hey everybody, that's it. I told you it'd be short, and for me it is pretty short. Really what I wanted to say is this thing was outstanding. If you appreciate an excellent soundstage, a tone stack that has sparkling treble, it has outstanding and rich mids, wonderful, deep, resonating bass, depth within the soundstage, having that 3D holographic image when you close your eyes, even if you're not a huge Black Sabbath fan, get this for $40. It's, in my opinion, worth it. This was such a trip to listen to. Thoroughly enjoyed this thing. Couldn't get enough of it that I had to play it 3 times in a row as soon as I got it. It's more than just a listening experience. You feel it as much as you hear it, and that's really what I wanted to try and get across today. Like I said, plenty of other videos out there that will compare this thing to original copies, different releases, UK releases, first US pressing, all of that stuff. It's there. I'm just a guy that appreciates a great soundstage, really have come to appreciate what Kevin Gray is doing with RHINO High Fidelity, and this thing is second to none. It is outstanding. So do yourself a favor. If you're like me and you're just a fan of great music, great soundstage, yeah, go out there, get yourself an unnumbered copy of this. They're still available. Wait with bated breath to get this thing in the mail. When it does, come home, get yourself your favorite beverage, put this thing on the turntable, turn the lights down real low, kick back, maybe crank that volume up just a hair more than you normally would, and be amazed of the thump and pump of the journey you're about to take. It's that good, everybody. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Till the next time. Bye.